read to me the nameplate?
Judge Ebony K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams is all about.
Tabitha Kadoka claims a careless parent is to blame for her son's injury after she let him snow ski while being pulled by a horse. Juliana Mia says even little kids were ski-joring, so it seemed safe for the teen to try.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I see I've got Tabitha Kadoka here as my plaintiff. I see Juliana Mia as my defendant. Ms. Kadoka, you have a witness here in Stephen, and this is your son, I'm to understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And they've both been sworn in?
They've all been sworn in, Your Honor.
Excellent, thank you. All right, I see, Ms. Kadoka, you are suing Ms. Miyahara for $2,270. What brings you to court today?
Your Honor, I allowed my son to go to a trip with her family, and due to her negligence, he was in an accident and injured.
What is the relationship you have with this woman?
I know this woman because my son, Stephen here, is best friends with her son, Noah. They go to the same school.
Okay.
They're on the ski racing team. And through him interacting with my son, Noah went on a trip with my family. We went camping. He's a lovely young man. We had a good time. We're two mothers.
So you guys were mom
different
friends,
events.
right? So you guys were mom friends, and your sons were close friends with each other, hence y'all's relationship. And this was going very well, it sounds like, because your son, you trusted to go on a camping trip with his family?
Yes.
And did that go well?
It went well. He did come home with a lot of mosquito bites, and his knees were cut up.
But that's what happens when you go camping.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to tell her, is that it's an accident.
Okay, so
Not
then,
the same
well,
thing.
okay, hold on, we'll parse this out, ladies. So then you allow your son to go on a trip with her and her family?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what kind of trip was this?
This was going to be a skiing trip. We live in Breckenridge, Colorado. It was going to be in Wyoming at Jackson Hole.
Very familiar.
Being on the ski team, I thought it would be great practice and they'd have a lot of fun. It was going to be on New Year's Eve. So that being said, I got a call the first day and it was going great.
You got a call from your son?
I got a call from my son, and you know, there was no reason to worry. I trust her, and it seemed like a fabulous time.
Okay, and what happened on day two?
It started getting a little bit later, and I hadn't got a call yet. I get a call. It's not my son. It's Juliana.
Okay.
And my son is in the hospital, and he's going to have surgery.
Now here's the kicker. Juliana is telling Tabitha everything is under control, but then bam. The phone rings, and it's not her son on the other end. It's the defendant, Juliana, calling to say your son is in surgery. That's a tough phone call for any mother, don't you think? What kind of trust can you have when you're hearing bad news from the person who's supposed to be looking after your kid?
Have surgery because he broke his tibia.
Okay, so you've got some evidence for me. Go ahead and hand that over
I do.
to my bailiff. Thank you, ma'am.
It was not skiing, which
would have been understandable.
Would have been understandable. He was asked by the family, pressured by Juliana to go ski-joring.
What is that, ma'am? I've never heard of that in my life.
I never had either. So you have a horse, and there's a rope that's strapped onto the horse, and then the person is skiing behind the horse, you know, up to 40 miles per hour.
So this is like an obstacle course led by a horse-led skier?
Yes.
Well, let's look at this membership here. So this is a membership receipt. You paid this, ma'am, for your son to be a member of the ski club?
The ski racing team for $1,200.
$1,200.
Because he broke his tibia.
Yeah.
He was not able to ski that season that I paid for.
So this is something for back home? that
Yes.
he was on. Okay.
Yes.
Then I'm seeing there was, this is his flight to the trip.
This is my flight. So I get a call from this woman, Juliana, that my son is being cared for and he's going to be in surgery, but she's got it taken care of.
You did not trust her at that point,
I did
ma'am,
not.
to care for your son. So you
Frantic.
hopped on the first thing smoking and you went yourself and you flew out there, and this is your receipt for a $575 flight.
It is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then I'm seeing a hotel room. Well, it wasn't a cheap one.
It was not.
Exactly.
Well, wait a minute now.
But it was close.
Okay, I got the facts, ladies. $495, so that's a pricey room, but that's what it cost. Okay. And then I see this must be a hospital bill. $750 for the surgery, evaluation, and the ambulance. So this is $750 that you also paid.
No. She
You
paid
paid
this
it.
bill,
Okay.
which shows that, Your Honor, in my opinion, that she knows that she was at fault.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Did your son do it?
My son did it.
And was he successful?
Successful.
And were you the last to go?
I was the last one to go.
Okay, and not so successful.
Unfortunately, no.
And later,
They felt bad for me, and I was really appreciative of it. And once we moved in, a couple months went by, and it became sexual.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Tabitha Kadoka, who brought Juliana Mia to court over a ski-joring injury.
So you did pay for his hospital bills?
I did pay.
Why did you choose to pay?
I paid because I felt awful, because he was in pain, and I thought that would be a really nice gesture to make. It was not
Hold
my
on, this
fault.
case just took a wild turn. We're about to hear from Stephen, the son at the heart of this ordeal. He's saying he felt pressured, not just by Juliana, but by her son, too. Sounds like peer pressure played a big role here, but does that really absolve him of his part in this? Could he have said no? Or was he too caught up in the excitement of it all? Drop your thoughts below.
To make. It was not my fault. It was an accident, and I thought I was going above and beyond to help her. And
And then I'm also seeing physical therapy you've presented to the court, ma'am, that your son has had to endure.
Yes, and she also paid for that.
Oh, you also paid for that?
I did.
Okay, so you did spend over $1,000. Okay, so you want $2,270 to pay for your airfare, the hotel, and the ski camp.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, you know who I think it's time to hear from? Mr. Stephen. Come on and approach and stand next to your mother, young man. Okay, how are you feeling? Let's start with that. How are you feeling physically today, sir?
Your Honor, I'm feeling very emotionally distraught.
And why is that?
Miss Juliana has been pressured me, and her family had pressured me to do the ski-joring activity.
Stephen, you asked.
Ma'am, I'm going to be questioning this young man by myself. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're saying that you felt pressured
Correct.
by not only this woman, but her son?
It was the son, but it was also the mother. It was the mother's idea. So Juliana noticed that there was a ski-joring event, and
Had you heard of this before?
No, I have not. Surprisingly, it's very uncommon, but it's very popular in the area, and I thought it was kind of crazy. I was like, whoa, like, dude, I thought it was cool. I was like, yo, like, these people are doing some very crazy
So
activities.
you thought it was crazy and cool, and you were interested in it, though?
Yeah, I was not interested in it.
Oh, you were not?
In doing it, absolutely not. But I was interested in watching it and
Okay.
seeing how the people performed. But she wanted to do it with everybody.
And you did do it, right?
I did do it. May
Okay.
I say something, Your Honor?
Quickly.
Okay. They saw it first, and they're the ones who got excited. And
Meaning the boys.
the boys saw it 1st and came to me and my husband and I and wanted to do this cool, crazy
he
is
did
good.
say it was cool and crazy.
Yeah, they thought
Okay.
it was they had to do it. It was so cool. Come on.
So you did it first. And did your husband do it?
Right after me.
Okay, and you guys did it successfully.
Blast.
Did your son do it?
My son did it.
And was he successful?
Successful.
And were you the last to go?
I was the last one to go.
Okay, and not so successful.
Unfortunately, no.
All right. I think I probably have heard enough from you. If I need more, I'll retain your services. You can have a seat.
Thank you, Your
Stephen. Okay. All right. Now, Ms. Kadoka, what I'm hearing here is your son just told the court that he felt a little peer pressure, but he also said he thought it was kind of cool and there was some willingness on his part. Doesn't sound like there was a proverbial gun to his head exactly. Would you agree?
I do think
Okay.
he's 16 and he was put in the care of an adult
Okay.
who signed off on him going and didn't ask my permission.
No, she didn't ask your permission, but I want to ask, how much permission did you ask of her when her 16-year-old son was in your care and y'all were out in the woods and in the wilderness? Because you're both mothers, right? I want to applaud you both. You guys are both hardworking mothers, and you both seem like you're raising exceptional young men. But in this lifestyle that you are both privileged enough to live comes some risks. So with that said, ma'am, you were the most seasoned adult. You did have the most responsibility. Why not pick up the phone and say, hey, we're thinking about doing something kind of cool, but it's kind of risky. What do you think?
The reason why is because it still was skiing, and it was such, I saw kids doing it. It didn't seem as a risk, it just seemed something new.
Okay, without any further ado, I think I'm ready to make a judgment here. Here's where I want to start. I do want to applaud you, Madam Defendant, for at least having the integrity to say your son was in my care, whether I'm at fault or not, let me cover the medical expenses. Because he was hurt indeed, and he needed to be recovered. Now, Ms. Kadoka, there were some things that you incurred that the court thinks is reasonable, and some things that you did that I don't think were reasonable.
This is where Judge Ebony drops the hammer. She praises Juliana for covering the medical expenses, an act of responsibility. But then she calls out Tabitha for her unreasonable decision to fly out to her son's side at great personal expense. $1,000 just to be there for a teenager with a broken leg. Would you do the same? The court certainly thinks she overstepped here. What do you think? Is this a mother's right to care or a costly
I
overreaction?
think we're reasonable. Now, this $495 hotel room and this Aspen Air flight, so you spent $1,070 on just your travel to go run to the bedside of your sweet baby boy here. Only thing is, he's 16 years old. He's got a cell phone. You got a cell phone, young man?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
There were two adults, her and her husband. The court finds it was unreasonable for you to fly to his aid. Okay, he was in medical care. He has insurance. He had coverage. Your desire to go be by his bedside and spend $1,000 to do so, the court deems to be your choice and not very much a reasonable one. However, the fact that your son had to forfeit the ski season to the tune of $1,200, I do find is in the scope of reasonableness for you to expect some return expense around. Because while I do think that this is a very intelligent young man, and I think if he really didn't want to do it, he could have refused it. I do think that I would have held you to a higher standard because you are the adult, you are the supervisor, and you are the authority. Therefore, the court rules in favor of the plaintiff, but only for $1,200, only for the fees associated with the ski membership. That is my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Ebony has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,200.
You were the adult in the situation.
This is skiing. Stephen, this is a
serious?
bad example as a mother, you having your son lie under oath.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Then what happened?
So a year goes by, Mrs. Elliott had been trying to get pregnant the whole time. She was informed by her doctor that she couldn't get pregnant. So she approached me to be a surrogate.
This is Equal Justice. Monique Dickens claims she was hired to be a surrogate mother for a couple who abruptly stopped paying her. Devin and Paul Elliott say Miss Dickens wasn't living a healthy lifestyle. The defendants are countersuing for $4,336.
Good day. I see Monique Dickens here as my plaintiff and defendants, Devin and Paul Elliott. Ms. Dickens, I see that you are suing for $9,800 and the Elliots I see are countersuing you for $4,336. Ms. Dickens, why are we in court today?
Well, I'm suing the Elliots for the breach of contract of the tune of $9,800, financial stress and emotional strain.
Now let's
tell
take
me-
a look at this whole surrogacy debacle. Monique Dickens claims she was left high and dry after the Elliots stopped paying her for her surrogacy services. But here's the twist. Devin and Paul Elliott say she wasn't living a healthy lifestyle. Sounds like they're saying she wasn't following the rules of the surrogacy contract. But can you really blame her for a little late-night snack craving when she's carrying someone else's child? Things are about to get heated, folks.
So tell me a little bit about how you know these two people.
I met Mrs. Elliott In an outreach program trying to get back into UCLA, we began getting close, and she introduced me to her husband afterwards. She became more like a figure to me because my parents had passed the previous year. And
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, so I dropped out of school, and that's why I was in the outreach program.
She becomes like a mother figure to you, but how does that get us to court today?
Eventually, I ended up moving in with them after a period of time we were connecting, and they felt bad for me, and I was really appreciative of it. And once we moved in, a couple months went by, and it became sexual.
What became sexual?
Our relationship.
With this couple?
Yes. Your Honor.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. And then what happened?
So a year goes by. Mrs. Elliott had been trying to get pregnant the whole time. She was informed by her doctor that she couldn't get pregnant. So she approached me to be a surrogate, and we agreed. And they breached their contract pretty much.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Y'all stopped paying her after 2 months because she moved out, but she's saying she moved out because y'all were trying to micromanage a grown woman carrying your child.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Monique Dickens and Devin and Paul Elliott over a surrogacy agreement.
Here's the surrogacy agreement I'm looking at. It has the intended parents, as the Elliots are listed, surrogate mother, Miss Dickens. It's got your responsibilities. Miss Dickens, undergoing medical procedures necessary, following all the prenatal care, medical advice, and lifestyle guidelines, maintaining proper nutrition and health. Okay, here's the compensation. This is the money. $1,400 a month. Okay, so you guys all signed this. So we all agree that this is an executed contract.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so when you say, Ms. Dickens, that they stopped paying you, when did they stop paying you and why did they stop paying you?
They stopped paying me after the second month, and they stated it was because that I wasn't agreeing to the terms of which they had provided for me. I was saying that they were becoming too controlling within the pregnancy, causing me stress.
All right, let me hear from you, Mr. and Ms. Elliott. Why did you stop paying her after the second month?
Because she moved out. She wasn't doing what she was supposed to do.
Okay, what was she supposed to do, ma'am?
She was supposed to make sure she was a healthy surrogate and did that what she was supposed to do with her diet, with her exercise, with all the care that we provided, and make sure that we had a healthy child.
Right.
Okay, and when did she stop doing any of that?
After the second month.
First 2 months, she abided by the guidelines.
Well, not really. We would try to support her with the diet, with the food choices.
Let's talk about the food choice. Yeah, what types of things did you want her eating?
Just healthier foods, you know.
Like what, Mrs.
Like
Elliott?
fruits, vegetables, more water, things like that, not chips and cookies and candy and cake, late night snacks.
Okay, so I'm trying to get a better understanding here. Elliott's, y'all stopped paying her after 2 months because she moved out, but she's saying she moved out because y'all were trying to micromanage a grown woman carrying your child.
Judge Ebony's verdict when Equal Justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
Okay, let's break this down. The Elliots stopped paying because Monique moved out of their home. But Monique's side of the story? She says they were micromanaging her every move, and that added stress led to her leaving. So who's really in the wrong here? Was it a bad decision for her to leave, or were the Elliots pushing her too hard? You've got to wonder what's worse, feeling too controlled or abandoning a surrogate over health concerns.
I have many friends who have battled infertility individually and collectively as a couple. So my heart does go out to y'all. I really do. But if y'all thought it was a good idea as two grown people in a marriage to take a vulnerable young lady, rather, she is 23, she's an adult, but she's still young, and she's very vulnerable coming off of the death of both of her parents. Move her into your home. One could almost argue that it was predatory. You have not proven your case that this baby is in any harm. This woman appears to me to be pregnant and due probably any day now. That is your payment. So your countersuit is completely dismissed. As for your claim, Ms. Dickens, the court finds in your favor. I believe that they haven't shown me any evidence of you being neglectful or harmful to this child. You probably are eating probably a few too many chips and cookies, but pregnancy cravings are real, so I hear. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt to that. Y'all agreed to pay her, pay the woman. The court rules in favor of the plaintiff for the full amount, $9,800. That's my ruling.
Judge Ebony has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendants are ordered to pay $9,800.
And there you have it. Judge Ebony has ruled in favor of Monique Dickens for the full $9,800. Despite all the tension, the judge found no evidence that Monique was neglecting her surrogacy duties. The Elliots were quick to judge her, but it looks like they got it wrong. If you were in her shoes, would you have stuck with the surrogacy or walked away like she did? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. And with that, we come to the end of yet another gripping case on equal justice. Tabitha Kadoka got part of her compensation, and Monique Dickens walked away victorious with her full payment. It's a reminder that even in the most emotional of situations, the law must find balance. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. Until next time, keep fighting for justice.